Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck, and this is a new series, Saxlingham, uh, which is a British farm based on a real area, I believe. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Saxlingham. Anyway, so we're starting a new series. It's August. I have purchased Field 34, which is right here, which has wheat that's ready to harvest. And I have purchased this lot of land here that has this giant barn with doors on each end. And in the farmhouses for purchase, let me show you. There was this Saxlingham sleep mat for 10 bucks. So that's a hell of a deal. I bought that, plopped it down right there. So now we have a barn to store our equipment, a field to work, and we have a mat to go with. So we're going to get started. I bought those things already, but we don't have any equipment. And even though we started with $1,000,000, let me go to here. We spent 989,000 of it on our land and $10,000, or excuse me, $10 on our sleep mat. So that's where we're at. So let me show you the map real quick. It is right down here, field 34, and 79 is where we bought the shed. It's right off this road here that has a little bit of a crossing to the river there. The starter farm that you guys might be familiar with is way up here in the corner. Shop is over here. Hold on. I haven't actually been to the shop yet, and there appears to be equipment at the shop. But that's not our equipment, right? I'm sure it's not. We're in Farm Manager with the $1,000,000 like we always are. It's just stuff that's sitting around. Like we don't own any equipment, right? I don't. No, we don't own any. Okay, there's just stuff sitting around on the farmyard. Sorry about that. Got confused. Got a Kloss dealership here. That you that is the main place to get equipment on the map, and it's even gated in. So we're gonna go ahead and open that. So to start, we need some way to get the wheat off the field, probably some way to bale, and then we can store all that stuff in our barn, and we can go from there. So I'm going to try, let's go back here to finances. We're just going to go ahead and take out quite a bit of money, probably the full 500,000. We'll see how many times I can do this till my finger gets tired because $5,000 at a time. Okay, we're halfway there. Bear with me. Sorry about that. Great content right here. But wanted to get some equipment so we can get started on this today. So, looks like we can go over 500. That's good to know. All right, so we're starting out with a loan, obviously. Well, we only took out 490, but whatever. A couple of things in the deal that I saw right away. Number one, we don't have a silo, and I don't think we want to put a silo on that little lot yet. But there's an auger grain cart right here in the sales that'll hold up to 30 meters cubed. So that's pretty good. And then we have a couple of options for what we want to do. There is a planter here. But I think we're going to want to go with this one that plants without previous cultivation being required. And we'll talk about that more in a second, but I think this is kind of what we want to do. So I'm going to grab this auger grain cart first. What options do we have for colors? Oh, you know I like the blue. What does the green look like? Green looks a little bit more like what I would expect, but you know I like the blue. We're going to go with the blue. We're going to buy that. And we're going to buy this planter. Just because direct drill is what I want to do on this one. And the reason for that, 4 meters is going to kill me, but direct drill is going to save me once over the field, so that's good. Both of these things too, this one required 175 horsepower, this one required 180 horsepower. So we can get a small to medium tractor and be okay, at least to start. So what we need now is to get some stuff off the field. And the other thing I want to talk about before I do that, sorry, menuing, when we come back here, I got distracted, is we are doing precision farming. And I haven't done precision farming on a series since 2022 or since FS22. And even then, I only did it on one series. It's not normally my favorite, but I thought I should give it another shot. So we're going to go ahead and do this and buy the soil information for our new field, which is another $10,000. And it is not great. We're at 96% yield potential. So that's could be better. A lot of loamy sand. And then some sandy loam around this area in the middle that we don't actually farm. So pH is fine. Nitrogen definitely needs some nitrogen, so it wasn't fertilized. Yield, we wanted to buy that before we did anything. So this area here is like a cutout that you just farm around. So I thought that would be just an interesting, kind of a different field for us. And it had this nice big shed off of it. So I don't like to start where everybody else starts, which is up here, because you know me, that's not what I do. So anyway, that is good to go. So we've got our starting point to build from there. All right, so now we just need a harvester and a tractor and a header and get all this stuff down there and get busy. So I suppose we should start with the harvester. This is a British map, so there's not a ton of room for giant harvesters. And we only have 438,000, and we still need a tractor and some other things. So I think we're going to want to go with, I haven't done Fent in a while. What size is this? 7.6, 265. Oof, that would really eat into our profits. Or we can go New Holland, because you know I love New Holland, and the New Holland blue would look good with, but 281, 7.5, 8.5. So 7.6 to 8.5, not that big of a difference. And the extra 30,000 from 65 to 81 is probably too much for us right now. So yeah, let's think about a Fent farm. We can try to do that to start. So anyway, we'll do this Fent here. And that looks fine. Now I will tell you, I'm going to do two things that are a little cheaty, but it's just how I'm going to play. So 35, so we're looking for the free flow 25 footer. So if I come down here, I'm going to go to the tool height for headers and free flow 25 footer. Where are we at? Free flow 25 footer. Did I must have scrolled past it? All the forge harvester stuff's at the top. Okay, let's go slow and focus. Here's all of the small headers. Where is our free flow? Did they not make one for our Fent? That's going to be really annoying. All right, it was 7.6 meters. Do we have a similar 7.6 meter header we can try? Oh, here it is. It's just free flow 25 foot. This one's got Massey Ferguson on it. Anyway, we're going to do this. And I guess we're doing the Massey Ferguson because that's the one that's kind of dumb, but stick with me. This allows you to harvest at the full speed of the harvester instead of the 6 mile an hour you normally have to do. So if we go to here and we go to the Massey Ferguson free flow 25 footer, what is the correct in 40BX? In 40BX. I guess these are the same and just painted different is probably the deal. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and grab that. And do we want to buy it or should we just lease it? We could just lease it just to get it to the farm and then at some point in time get a repair mod down there. Yeah, let's do that because that's only $382. And I don't want to spend another $7,000 when we don't have a tractor yet. Okay. So yes. I don't necessarily like these match, but that Massey Ferguson color is pretty close to the Fendt rim color, so I guess we'll make it work. Anyway. And we're going to drive this back long enough to pop that on there, and we'll take this down to the farm and get this started, probably on a worker while we're getting everything else. Can we connect? Please tell me we can connect. Okay. It had the same name. It should be fine. But because we're on a British map, I'm going to use smaller equipment. But that doesn't look right. Oh, there it goes. There it snapped. I'm going to use smaller equipment, but I don't have the patience to harvest with a 7.6 meter harvester at 6 miles an hour. I mean, that would just take me 3 or 4 hours when it could just take me an hour and a half. And to me, that just doesn't seem necessary to go to that extent. Just how I like to play. Okay, car. Yep, you can go. Thanks for making room. So we're going to get this down there. We're going to get this started on a worker. We're going to need a tractor to pull that grain bin down there. And so we can unload. And we're looking for something with 180 miles an hour. 180 horsepower. Sorry, is this my turn? Nope, my turn is the next one. That's what I wanted to check. We're going to need something with 180 horsepower. Because that will allow us to use our planter, which will allow us to direct drill. We still need to put lime on the field. We still need to fertilize, but we fertilize with our seeder as well. And we will kind of make a go of it. We're going to have to take this little turn here. What do we get stuck on? So the road appears, I've never actually driven from the shop to there. There's like a little pull-off section. That's kind of cool. So we're going to have to see, once we get this going, we'll see about other equipment. I think I'm going to want to get a Fendt. It's going to annoy me that our header doesn't match, but at the same time, it's not going to annoy me enough to make me go 25 miles, or make me go 6 miles an hour instead of 20 miles an hour when harvesting. So I think that's going to be a big deal for us. And then we also are going to want a baler. We might lease one to start for this first harvest till we can get some goods sold. But we're definitely going to want to buy our tractor, because I tried leasing a tractor in a different playthrough recently and it's just so expensive. So I want a harvester that works. I want a tractor that works. And those are kind of the two big ones. Having the grain bin or the auger wagon is great, because until we decide that we're ready for a silo, I'm fine leasing the lime spreader. I'm fine leasing a cultivator to get rid of those tram lines, because I don't like tram lines. Does this go to our field? I think it goes behind our field. But technically we could just start right here. Is that off the road? It is. So let's come down here, and we just want to make sure this works. This is going to be a very short episode, if we can't attach this header. If the header won't work with this Fendt. I'm pretty sure it will, because they're both 25-foot free flow. They're just branded different. I wonder if Fendt and Massey Ferguson are owned by the same company. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments, because I should probably know that, but I don't. Alright, so we're going to get into here. Let's do it ourselves first. A couple of reasons. One, we're just going to get going. Okay, so that's spreading. We want to turn on the straw swap. And we want to do this. We're eventually going to put it on AI worker, but we're going to start with us. So we can lock in for this first line. And as you can see, this header will allow us to harvest at a much faster rate at the full 20, which is going to be great for us. So we're going to go ahead and stop there for a second. All right, then we're going to put this on a worker, starting on the headlands. Wonder if it's going to go do that headland on the inside. Well, we'll start here and we'll see what happens. And we're going counterclockwise, so the auger's on the outside. So we'll get our auger wagon down here, and hopefully that will work. I'm just going to make sure he's going. Good to go. All right, so we need a tractor. We need it to have 180 horsepower for the equipment that we've got. So let's hop up here. Come on. Can you get... No, you're 114. Do we have a bigger Fendt? We do. 500 Vero. 171. I need 180. I could probably try to make it work. But that might make planting a pain in the butt. And this is already more than money than we have. All right, what does the medium Fendt look like? 700 Vero. 200 horsepower. Great. 249. 249 versus 152. Is it worth an extra 100,000? This is so close. Do I dare? Actually, it's 152 for the cheapest. If I go to the 171, it's going to be 170. Icera Compact puts another 14, so we need at least 185. How you doing, Ben? All right, you're doing fine. Well, since we can go over, we need 185. Let's just go to 192. Let's just take out 550. We'll take out 550 for now and see if we can stay within that. All right, we're going to try the smaller Fendt, even if it makes planting a pain in the butt because of the hills. 171. So there we go. 171 horsepower. And we want the compact on here. And the rest of that is fine with me. 185. Okay, so that's going good. I just want to make sure he doesn't go to the middle. We might have to tell him to not do the headland around the middle. We'll deal with that ourselves. All right, we'll come back up for our planter at some point in time. But the more important thing is the auger wagon, because as you can see, our fast harvester is doing its job. And I'm pretty sure this required 100 and hopefully it works. I think it will. We'll figure it out. All right, so we're going to drive this. This is really to store it. We can get a smaller cart to deliver if we can't pull this big one when it's full. This is more about storage than anything else. And I've never really used auger wagons for the most part. Oh, I always forget. We're in England. I need to drive on the left. Sorry, guys. So we're going to get this down there and find a way to unload. Wow, that guy is really going for it. And I think this road here is not a real road. I think it's just an easement. County road is what we'd call it here, but just something that allows me to access the land. I guess it technically is because it's got a fence on one side and trees and a hedge on the other. It's probably allowed. It's just up here when we drive through section 83. I was going to call it field 83, but it's not. This is clearly somebody's farmyard. We're driving right between the sheds. I suppose it's possible that one farmer owns the stuff on the left and one owns the stuff on the right, but it doesn't appear that way. So we're being allowed to use this farmer's road for access, which is fine. Beautiful map, though. I love these little bridges and the creeks, and we're kind of down by one. It's really foggy down here. Hopefully that clears up in a little bit. Right, where did you end up? You ended up way back there. Can I get to that side of the field? What do you think? Crop destruction's on. I probably can't go that way. Yeah, we're gonna try it. I guess technically this is my land. Let me just squeeze around back here. Looks like we're probably gonna have to lease the baler because we just don't have a ton of money. But we'll get quite a bit from these bales, and we'll get a decent amount from the wheat harvest as well. But it's going to take probably, not probably, oh, hey, there's a road up here. That's good to know. Good to know. Got to use that road. I'm going to skirt around our field over here. Precision farming takes a ton of lime. I did another field just to kind of test in a different playthrough. It was a little bit bigger than this field, but it took 30 bags of lime. So we're going to need a lot of... Oh, hey, there's a road access up here. We should have checked that too. So anyway, that's where we're at. We've got $12,000. We got a $550,000 loan. We have a big field and a barn. We got a slightly underpowered tractor and a little bit of a cheaty header. And I will tell you right now, we're going to use an autoloader for the bales because I just don't have time to manually load what is probably going to be over 100 bales off this field. We'll see what it comes to when we're done. But anyway, that's probably about it for the first episode because I've been rambling for a while. Wanted to kind of show you what was going on there. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of that equipment down here and park the auger wagon on the other side and then worry about a baler. But I will check in next episode probably near the end of the harvest, or if there's another big decision we need to make. But I appreciate you guys watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me a comment about the Massey Ferguson Fent thing because that is really confusing to me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.